What's your name?
Lily.
Lily.
My name.
My name is Kelly Baker. We're the Baker family.
Mama.
And today we are at a place that is so near and dear to our heart and has helped us tremendously over the last 8 years of our life. This is Children's Village, and to some it might just be a building, but to us it's a community. It's more than just a medical center. It's more than just doctors. It's a family. It's a family. December 17th, I was at home wrapping presents, and I had just gone to my doctor's office, and they said, "Oh, guess what? You're gonna have a baby." And I was like, "No, we stopped trying. We need the fertility drugs. We need all of the things." And we ended up with Lily. So pregnancy really was just, everything went great. And then in June, my husband went to the doctor. They sent us to a specialist, and we went to the specialist, and they said, "You have tongue cancer. You're gonna have to have surgery, and we're gonna have to remove half of your tongue." And of course, he's a radio DJ in town, and since he was 5 years old, wanted to be a radio DJ, and here they're telling him that he may never talk again after this surgery. And so we were scared. We were having this baby in a couple of months, and so we were nervous. Went in for the surgery. It was a 10-hour surgery. He did pretty well. Brought him home from the hospital. 3 days later, I went into labor almost a month early with Lily. Probably stress. And then she was born, and she came out, and she was just perfect. Just this 5-pound little thing that just sounded like a little kitten. She was just perfection, and it was just perfect. That night, she was having trouble regulating her temperature, so they took her down to the NICU. The nurses up in the NICU and the maternity floor are angels on earth, absolute angels on earth. The next morning, my husband was home. He was sick, I was alone, and the doctor came in, and she said, "I'm really sorry to have to tell you this, but your daughter probably has Down syndrome, and I have to do some additional testing to tell you for sure, but I've never been wrong in a diagnosis, and it'll take some time to get the results back, but this is what I see." I was nervous, and I didn't know how to tell my husband, who was medically fragile, emotionally fragile. I went home from the hospital, was able to care for him. He got back to work, did really well. She got to come home about 3.5, almost 4 weeks after she was born with a feeding tube, but she's a champ. She's a champ, she's a fighter, she's everything her dad is, and more, really. We had a great year. We had the help of my village for the first year, and they just kind of walked us through. As cancer likes to do, it decided to come back. And so this next time around, they said that he was gonna have to have his whole tongue removed. Went in for a 13-hour surgery for that one, and they removed his whole tongue. He had a feeding tube, hit a whiteboard that he would communicate with, and then of course Riley and I could understand him. And he often worried, will Lily be able to speak because she hears my garbled voice? And this speech therapist was incredible, and she said, absolutely, because all she sees in you is love. And I look back on the pictures of the two of them and the smiles that they have on their faces, and while he looks sick now, I remember sitting in that moment and not really looking at him as sick, just looking at him as a dad that just loves these children. So he had this surgery January 3rd. He ended up passing away in November of that same year. Lily was 2 and Riley was 8. And Lily is now gonna be 8. While I'm doing this alone, I'm not really doing this alone because I have my village here. At my husband's funeral, the amount of people from my village that showed up to his service, they're my village. They are my village. We're so blessed. We're so blessed to live in Yakima. We're so blessed to live
in this community where people come together. When times are tough, people come together, and Children's Village comes together for people. Without you, she wouldn't be where she is today. We wouldn't be where we are today. And so if you're thinking, what can I do? How can I get involved? Your donation is so appreciated by families like us. It gives us the ability to help our children when a hug or a kiss doesn't necessarily take it away, or take the owie away, or take the hurt away. So your funds actually are the kiss and the hug that do that for us. So thank you so much. Thank you to the future donors. Thank you to the past donors. You are the reason that she is doing as well as she is. So I just thank you so much. Say, thank you so much.
Mickey Deluxe.
Look at the camera. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Gosh.
Say, go Children's Village.
Carrot.
Say, go team, go.
Carrot, go.